For many parents, it's still not enough. A group is gathering tonight calling for major changes. They're also remembering the life of a young student killed near campus last year. Organizers are hoping to prevent other families from feeling that heartbreaking pain. Bree Buckley is following that story for us tonight. Bree. The coroner's office officially ruling the case a homicide. Tonight, the investigation into it all continues as a community is in shock. All right, turning now to the forecast. A beautiful day across the area. Plenty of sunshine and nice temps. What can we expect for the rest of the night? Caroline Cohen tracking it all. What do you say, Caroline? Into the bye week. Clay Hall was right there to take in all the action. Clay, another big game for this offense. Let's talk first about that freshman running back, Travion Henderson. He continues to impress. Looking ahead tonight, the Groveport community set to remember the life and legacy of a longtime worker at the local high school. Paula Kennedy was killed in a horrible crash last weekend. Tonight, as the investigation into that accident continues, loved ones continue to deal with the pain of that heartbreaking loss. And at this hour, House Republicans are pushing a plan that would limit an employer's ability to require workers to get that COVID shot. Those hearings are underway right now. Sierra Lucas is following the very latest for us this afternoon. Columbus police are investigating a deadly shootout overnight in German Village. One person was killed. Another is in pretty rough shape in the hospital right now. Now, this all went down just before midnight. A state trooper and a police officer are in the hospital at this hour following two separate shootings. Both gunmen are still on the run. Jackie Orozco is sorting out the very latest on both of these cases. And Jackie, how are those officers doing right now? Developing right now, another violent night in the city of Columbus. Right now, one person is recovering after a shooting in Linden. Now, this all went down around 2 this morning near Cleveland and Hudson. Continuing coverage of plans to rework city council districts. The council met last night to release the latest plans to the public. Now, there are 3 maps up for consideration. Ivan Douglas was known as a great father, husband, and Buckeye, but the impact he had on the field paled in comparison to the impact he had in the community and with his family.
Ivan is a really good dude, man. He's the kind of guy that, is there for you, and if you in your time of need, he cares about people, cares about his family, and he cares about his community.
For Mecca Don, the shock and pain of it all still fresh.
Great teammate. Was a guy that would pick you up if you were down. Even someone like me who wasn't a big player on the team, he always kind of took me under his wing and always had a positive word to say.
His friend and former teammate Ivan Douglas gone at the age of 41.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad on so many levels.
Douglas was the starting left tackle on Ohio State's 2002 national title winning team. His family says he was forced into the hospital late last month after contracting COVID. Thursday, losing his life from complications of the virus. Douglas leaves behind a wife and 2 young boys, just 1 and 3 years old. This GoFundMe page set up to support the family. Reaction pouring in following his loss. TFF analyst Jay Richardson tweeting, worst news in a long time.
I think, when we were younger, man, I think we all kind of had this assumption that, everyone kind of grows old and then they pass away when they're in their 70s and 80s. And so I think obviously we learned very quickly growing up that wasn't true. But you still are never ready for this type of thing, for someone who's so young and someone who is, a friend and impactful, and someone who is full of life. You're never, ever ready for this type of thing.
Ivan Douglas was a native of the Cleveland area. He'd taken up a career as a social worker to make an impact in the lives of others. Those who knew him best say he certainly made an impact in their lives. Outside the shoe, Rodney Dunigan reporting. We've reported on the deadly rise in violence across the city of Columbus. From the mayor's office to police, they stress they cannot address this problem alone and they need the community's support. Tonight, local community activists say enough is enough and they're stepping up to help.
I was like, wow, something needs to be done.
For Jody Howell, the mission is personal, telling us she's lost friends and family to violence and she has to be a part of the solution.
We should all care. And I said, okay, well, something in my heart was just like, okay, Jody, what can you do to help? If they see a sign and something happens in the neighborhood, they may feel safe enough.
Howell is the engine behind the Peace in the Streets initiative, the campaign pushing to improve the lives of kids and families through community outreach and mentorship.
Has the actual Peace in the Streets sign logo, and then on the back, it has Let Us Grow.
Volunteers pushing the effort forward this week, from yard signs to T-shirts, spreading a message of hope and change that Howell believes is needed in neighborhoods across the city.
It's going to take more of more than just the city and the police officers and things. It's going to take us.
Tonight, the Peace in the Streets movement is gaining momentum. The hope is to slowly but surely make an impact in the community and hopefully save lives. Rodney Dunigan reporting.